Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. How are we?
Good morning.
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 And welcome to RickyVillaTV. Yeah, again, I've had an absolute nightmare today, not feeling very well, and lack of sleep. So I'll leave it all to you.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm the same. I've just got a cold, and just got the remnants of a cold. You know where it's hanging around, and you think, "Oh, I feel all right," but then the whole nose thing, and just constantly sniffing and crap, and just like, "Oh, I can't stand it." But yeah, it's all good. It's all good here. It's a bit of a wet Teesside, but we've been lucky with the storm Erin, whatever it's called.
Another storm, bloody hell.
Yeah, so it's on the left-hand side of the country as you look at it, and we're on the right-hand side, so it's all good. How are you, Kev?
I'm all right. Funny enough, yeah. I didn't have as many beers last night as I was hoping to because I couldn't get any more in. So
Yes, big happy birthday for yesterday to our Kev down there.
Yeah, it was all good.
Bloody hell! I was just about to put that in.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Kev.
68 now. Fucking hell.
21 again, mate. With a fair few, with 47 years experience.
Add-ons, yeah. Thanks, guys.
What did you get up to? Did you have a nice takeaway last night or something?
Yeah, we had Indian last night. Lovely it was. Really nice. And a few beers afterwards. A bit of birthday cake. Good life for a diabetic, I must say.
We didn't want to invite Kev. It's all right. Don't worry about inviting us around for the Indian.
I don't think the ferries were running last night because of the weather.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
What about the planes, though? What about the planes? I ain't getting no ferry from the Netherlands.
It's a 2-hour drive to the nearest airport at the moment. So,
Okay. And Haz, welcome. Thank you very much for coming on. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thankfully I'm not ill like everyone else seems to be. So, it's another Sunday. Well, we didn't play Sunday last week, did we? But we've got another game at home again. I have to admit, I don't like watching us play Newcastle. It's probably one of the games that I hate the most because I have like flashbacks of. Do you remember Tim McCraw was at Newcastle? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I just flashbacks of that and just making like crazy saves and we lose 1-0. So it's
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember when we lost 7-1 to them. I think it was a Wednesday night or something like that back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And that was a great idea because I went to the pub. I went to the bar underneath my hotel beforehand, and thought, I'll watch the game and then I'll go and work my night shift. And the night shift didn't go very well. Let's just say that. But anyway,
it says 1996. I just checked now.
No, it can't have been 96 because I wasn't working there till 99, I think.
Saturday, 28th, 1996. 28th December, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it says on. That's what I just googled it now because he told me. I've never heard of this game, so.
Oh, really? No, I'm sure we. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with Man City versus Spurs, and I will go first to the most optimistic member of the panel, Simon.
Well, it was almost a told you so moment, wasn't it? Let's rewind to the last time we were all here and all you doom and gloomers like predicting 4-0 losses and what have you. And then we go and win. And we basically won the game, didn't we? Because, if Son doesn't, if that doesn't ricochet off Son, he knew nothing about that, did he? If that doesn't go in, then, we win the game. And then, they were very fortunate. I think we gave them a good game. I think probably looking stats-wise, you'd think the draw was the right result. But actually, when you look at the game, I think we deserve to win that. It's just a case of I think we did brilliantly, actually. I know, again, I'm the resident optimist, but when you look at it, when you consider how many players we've got out and everything, we did really, really well, I think.
Yeah. It felt like a win. It really did. It felt as good as a win to me, even though it wasn't. It's just, but it felt like a win. And the attitude was there, so we know we can do it.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that seems to be the whole issue at the moment. But let's go on to the lineup. It was Vicario, Porro, Royal, Davis, Udogie, Basuma, Lo Celso, Kulu, Johnson, and Son. Now you've got to say, with that pairing as two centre halves, you would have thought we'd get absolutely spanked.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Royale had a particularly good game.
No.
But I think Davis was solid. Udogie and Porro looked brilliant.
I think for me, like the first half, I've got to be honest, we rode our luck massively. Yeah, they could have been 4-0 up at some point.
Yeah.
But because they didn't, Haaland somehow missed 3 chances. One which I couldn't believe he missed it. Another one when he was I couldn't believe he missed it. I thought I was going in. And then what happened, I think, in the second half is Højbjerg came on, and I think that was really the change, because I think he realised we can't hold them basically without an extra man in there. And to be fair to Ange, it was like he learned, because Gil was doing nothing, and we looked a lot more solid, and I think we played better in the second half. So that's why I think a draw is probably like a fair result. But City, I don't know what it was. Like they went 3-2-1 and then 3-2, and they just kind of complacent. As Pep was. I don't know if Pep said that, but they were very complacent. I was quite surprised, and then just let us back into the game, and we got a result. We got 1-1. Yeah.
But do you think, as Pep said before the match, come down to the Emirates? Oh, sorry, that's Russian. Come down to the city of Manchester Stadium. We will have some fun. Yeah. And you didn't really, did you, mate? I remember seeing you fall over in the wet grass. It was hilarious. So what do you reckon, Kev? What do you think?
Overall, the whole game?
Yeah.
We were there for the taking, but they didn't, I think, and we just fought back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do. If they were on their game that day, we could have lost pretty bad. But we gave it everything.
Sorry.
So we gave it everything, and it turned up trumps for us. We're getting the late equaliser, so.
What is it with us and Man City? Just
the hoodoo there somewhere, isn't it?
We used to beat them all the time. Obviously the 81 Cup final, that match when we beat them 4-2 at City when they came on the pitch. It just seems that we have this hoodoo over them, and even now they're they are the best team in Europe. Maybe not so much now, but they have the championship to prove that. But we seem to have something over that. I don't get it myself.
But we've always, obviously, I'm saying been watching Spurs since the 90s or late 90s. But we've always tend to beat City. The only games I remember, horrible games that we lost to City, was in that FA Cup when we were 3-0 up and lost 4-3. That's what I remember. Like vividly as a kid. I was there as a kid. I still remember the game though, because I was like, we're winning 3-0. And they got the player sent off. I think Joe Barton. Yeah. And I was like, we're surely going to win this game, and we lost 4-3. I was like, what? Yeah.
What was his name? John Mackin.
John Mackin, yeah.
Yeah, he scored a hat-trick.
That's how I remember it. I even remember it. The people who scored.
Oh, that was it. Funnily enough,
that's the only game I remember us like doing really badly against them, from my memory at least.
Yeah. I took my ex-missus to that match, and she said afterwards, I am never going to football with you again. And I was like, okay, I ain't marrying you then.
They used to have the hoodoo over us in the 70s. They used to see us getting beat at White Lane quite a few times in the 70s. Yeah,
oh, really?
They're a good team then. That it was like still the remnants of the sort of Lee Bell, Francis Lee Bell, Rodney Marsh, and all that sort of like. They used to turn up with a different kit every year as well. They always had silly ones with stripes on them or diagonals. And every time they turn up with a new kit, it's like strange. Nothing was announced in them days. You think, who are we playing this week? Some silly kit, white with stripes and stuff like that. But they beat us quite a few times at White Lane in the 70s. I'll have to check it out sometime. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So who are you going for man of the match?
I think Kulu for me. He just seemed to level up himself from the previous game quite a lot. He did a lot more running, covered a lot more area, created a lot more chances either for himself or other people. Just seemed a bit more determined, a bit more confident, and it really kind of made the difference. And obviously, bizarre mark the day in the calendar, scored a header. So you know,
Shoulder.
yeah.
Shoulder.
So yeah, definitely Kulu for me, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'd say the same.
Yeah.
I'm saying Lo Celso. I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, I thought he was great, but I'm going to go for Donnelly.
It's 1 minute.
Just because he made his debut.
Yeah.
Who's that? Just seeing the lineup there for that game. I don't remember seeing the name, but who's Santiago? What's he like? Obviously,
he's a forward player, isn't he?
Yeah, he plays as a. I think he plays on either side as an attacking midfielder or as a striker. He's been knocking them in for the under-21s recently. I have to say, I haven't watched.
He has a really nice name. I really like that name, Santiago. It reminds
Yago Santiago, his name is.
Yeah.
That makes it even better. Yago Santiago.
It reminds of, there's a film called Goal. Have anyone seen that before?
No.
Goal? No. There's a guy in there. The main character is called Santiago. So whenever I see that, I always think of that film.
Was that the one where he went to Newcastle or something?
Yeah. He went to Newcastle, and he went to Madrid. Then he went. I can't remember the last one was.
Probably Barnet or Tottenham or something like that. No, but he's. I think he's about 22, 23 now. So, or maybe not that old. But he's. I'm not sure that he's going to make it here. But he's been doing really well this season for the under-21s. They're allowed to have a.
But then you say that with our wing issues, shouldn't we just give it a go?
Well, I was going to say, yeah. What makes you think he's not going to make it?
Yeah, because he hasn't been given a chance yet. So
he's going to just go on his own.
Maybe he could do a Ryan Mason and come back when he's 25, 26. Not really sure that happens that often, but he's definitely a decent player. I'm not sure that he's Premier League standard, but he's been doing really well for the under-21s this year, as has Dorrington and Donnelly. But they've got age on their side, and I think that Santiago is probably going to want to go somewhere else to get minutes. But you never know. He's one of those. I think we took him from a Spanish side when he was about 14, 15. And he's been with us ever since. And I think he's had quite a few injury problems. But, yeah.
Okay.
There's definitely a possibility. So, yeah, let's go on to the shit show on Thursday. Spurs versus West Ham. Looking at that lineup, we really should have had enough to finish them off. And looking at the first half, how many chances did we miss?
Well, at the end of the game, we had double the amount of chances, double the amount of shots that they had.
Was it that?
But then we had. Well, I know you say that, but I looked at the shots on target. They had 5, we had 7. So that's not that much difference. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, true. But then theirs all came in the second half in a short space of time. I was at the opposite, really. I think we had most of ours in the first half, and then struggled to actually shoot in the second.
Something like 14-1, I think, in the first half, or 14-1.
Yeah. The thing is, West Ham, they didn't come to take it to us, did they? They were just like, oh god, let's try and get out of here without a thrashing. And they're doing what I think all Premier League teams will look at us now and agree amongst themselves to do, which is just to ride out the first half. Ride out this wave as much as we can and hope you're not 3-0 down by a half.
Do you think the players are getting tired, Simon?
No, I think it's...
Why would they be, though? It's only one game.
No, because what it is, I was talking to my friend about this. So he made a point about, because I know Pep and Ange styles being compared to a lot, right? And I know Pep mentioned about Ange doing something slightly different anyway. But that's besides the point. So Pep, when he came to England, my friend was telling me that he tried to play this really intense football like we're doing now. And he realized that it's just not sustainable to play such a high intensity over, say, 38 games. And he kind of changed. I'm not saying he completely changed his style, but he kind of tweaked it. So the players use less energy. Now, and his theory is that we're using so much energy in the first half / 60 minutes, let's say, that you get to the last half hour and the players are literally because that's how he talks about spring on fresh legs. Everyone was like, why Skip come on for Lo Celso? Because Lo Celso's dead on his feet. And then you got other players who are just knackered. And also that was, to bear in mind, our second game in the week as well. So that maybe that plays a small part, but it's just unless we like scored 4 goals in the first half, we're like 4-5-0 up. There's no way we're going to win that game. And I think West Ham just came and they said,
we should have done.
And they said,
look,
we're just going to sit back.
Yeah.
Just try and, like you said, they only conceded 1 goal, but they were just playing for mistakes really, and just kind of just. I don't know. Every team's Newcastle's going to do the same today. They're going to come and they're going to sit, and also they're better players on the counter like Isak, and it's going to be that's why. So they'll just not copy West Ham, but sort of take some from it. And it's just the problem is we've always had this issue. So under Poch, we had the same issue because when you play a high possession style, you either have to be like an amazing team like City and score like 6-7 goals, or you're going to have to just score maybe 1 goal and somehow win 1-0, or because these teams will always come and they'll sit, and that's always the weakness. The low block sides, it's always a massive weakness. But now everyone's doing it, so
but that was the thing under Poch. We actually managed to do that well because he was he loved the high press. He loved the pressing the whole 90 minutes as well, and our players seem to be a lot fitter then. But you also have to look at what we have at the moment, which is an injury problem.
It's interesting you bring up that point though, because do you remember Dele's comments after like 2 years saying he's felt like he'd aged or something? What was it? Something about his legs? Yeah. No, because what it is when you play such high intensity, over 2-3 years, the players are gonna be dead on their feet because it's just not sustainable.
Well, that's true, yeah. But then I don't think match by match, I don't think that is true because the players that look tired and eventually get subbed, as we saw, are the ones that are coming back from injury and haven't played a lot. Lo Celso, Brian Hill or Brian Gill, whichever you want to say it. The players that look tired and look like they've had enough are the ones that haven't played a lot and they're not up to match fitness just yet. Benton Cora will be the same, although I don't think he needs to be because he's just got that wizardry like Ericsson used to have. You don't have to do a lot of running before playing an amazing ball through. Yeah. And I think that's the key. That's what's going on. I think is I don't know if you've been listening to some of the post-match interviews and stuff like that, but everybody at the club is really angry, just like really angry about the lack of ruthlessness. And that's the only thing with West Ham is that they had ruthlessness. Now, Owen did not know, even when the ball was trickling towards him after the double ricochet, he didn't even know where it was. But he suddenly found it at his feet. And the thing is, he finished it. That's the key thing. Now, we don't get the luck, but we do create chances. We create amazing chances. And you look at the ones that we had, Johnson with that little almost flick towards goal. And, Lo Celso's shot. Well, actually, scrap Lo Celso because it was coming up, wasn't it, when he had that shot, which Fabianski saved. And he just couldn't get the power on it because it was coming up. So that's fair enough. But we don't have anybody. We should have like Richarlison who does that clinical, ruthless finishing, and that's what West Ham did. And they might have been gifted those 2 goals, and it certainly wasn't any credit to them that those chances were created. But when it comes to that last touch, that last 1 or 2 touches in front of goal, they finished it. Yeah, and we didn't, and that was the key. That was the key thing, and that's what Andrew's been saying this week. We need ruthlessness.
But do you think it's to do with the lack of a striker? Because Son.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Well, this is what pisses me off about Richie. Like that's what he's supposed to do. Look at that header.
Exactly.
Like,
I was just about to say, how did he miss that header?
Like,
I'm sorry,
I know he's only literally inches.
He's unreliable. He's unreliable.
In his defense, though, if you look at the replay, it was coming like he sort of headed it like behind him. I don't know how to explain,
but he had time to position himself, and that's the thing. He didn't position himself properly. He had time and space. He's got gaps either side of him to judge the flight of the ball and get his header right. And now it is almost right, and almost. He's such an almost man. It's a £50 million almost man, and he's not good enough. He's just.
But then you say that, but. In his Richarlison's defense, he's barely played up front for us. Like the guys maybe had 2 games at the beginning of the season, and Son was moved into the middle.
That doesn't matter. It's not a match fitness thing. It's a clinical finishing, ruthlessness thing in front of goal. You don't need match fitness for that.
He's never had that.
You need instinct and you need accuracy, and he's just not good enough. We're not asking him to be Kulu, run up and down the pitch and all that kind of stuff. We don't expect that from him. Maybe it is his match fitness that stops him. That stops him being onside, keeps him getting the caught offside all the time.
But then you say that, but someone was offside like 4 times the other week.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well,
sorry, I was saying at least they got a cross in that time. Most of the time they weren't getting crosses.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was Kulusevski? I mean, I like the guy.
Oh God,
he's been, he was. I've always liked the guy. He hasn't been brilliant for the last year or so, but he's come in a little bit over the last few months, and I think he's played really well. But seriously, why are you running at the defender, then coming back, then playing it out, then passing it back every time? You run at the defender, you put a cross in.
Problem is, he's left-footed playing on the right.
Yeah.
So what it is that, unfortunately, I just don't offend anyone. But if you're left-footed, a lot of left-footed players can't reuse their right foot.
Yeah.
My dad has this thing. Obviously, he's watching Tottenham for years.
They knew what to expect every time, and it worked.
Even I know if I was playing on that side, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I know it sounds bad, but this is why. And I think the difference in the systems between.
Well, can we sign you up then, Harry?
Yeah, what, to play defense against Kulusevski in training? I'm like, go inside, go on. but like, as in like, so Kulusevski in the old system on the Conte, when he came inside, it was different because what it was, they were essentially playing as forwards. Like Kulusevski was playing as a forward, and Son was playing as like an inverted forward as well. So you had more space. Now in this system, because the wingers the fullbacks come inside, the wingers are expected to play wider as well. And they do. I know Johnson does come in and Kulusevski does come in, but what issue happens is when they come in, especially because he's very left-footed, there's just not enough. Like I don't know what he's trying to achieve. With Johnson, obviously he shoots. With Kulusevski, he doesn't seem to want to do that. And when he does do that, it goes not very well. So it's like, there's less space for him as well in the middle. So it doesn't work. If he was a very fast winger, I'll give you an example. Say we had Kudush, who played for West Ham, playing on the wing. Yeah. For us, it would be totally different. Yeah. I think he would just rip the other defenders to shreds like he did with us. But with Kulusevski, because he's very slow as well, it's not like he's a proper winger. I don't see him as a winger personally anyway. But you either play him as an inverted forward or you play him as a number 10.
I think he looked absolutely brilliant when he played number 10 the other day.
Yeah, I don't know why you moved him.
Yeah. Who else? Who are you going to play out there, though?
See, I'll try something like this. I'll put Emerson at right back and push Porro out.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm not really big fan of Brian Hill. I don't think Brian Hill's going to make it at Spurs, if I'm being honest. I like him as a player, but I think he'll do well in someone like Italy or Spain. I don't think he'll do. I don't think he'll cut it here.
Where it's not quite as physical.
We even shot Santiago if you want, just because we're talking about it. Just check it on the wing.
But Santiago's actually he's a little bit better built than Brian Hill, and Brian Hill I think is he's apparently he's bulked up, but you wouldn't really see it, would you? You see him go up against defenders, and it doesn't.
But a lot of people tell me Johnson's better on the right. So then, if you're doing that, then who you playing on the left? I don't know. So it's just like.
Well, if we get apparently, I've got this amazing breaking news thing later on, which I'm sure that Daniel Levy has released, saying we're going to spend 65 million on Vlahovic.
I saw that actually.
I tell you what, laugh! I nearly bought a round of drinks, mate. Seriously.
£250 million a week wages, that'll go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As if that's going to happen.
We do need someone.
The thing that annoys me is that we're in this. Speaking of Levy, we're in this thing now where he won't let Richie go because he spent that much money on him, and it's obviously a waste of money. But to save face, he's just going to keep him fucking in the squad until when? We've seen this before, haven't we? But just keep him in the squad until.
Do you guys know Davey's going to have a testimonial next year now?
Really?
Bloody hell. Yeah, because he's been here 10 years.
I can still remember when we signed him from Swansea. Bloody hell! Those are the days.
He has stepped up, and he's really been amazing these past few games.
He has always been. I wouldn't say a favourite of mine, but I've always liked him. When everybody else, when a lot of people were slagging him off, I think he's not the best left back. He's not the best centre back, but he always tries, and he doesn't moan. And I like players like that.
He gives 100% of what he's got. You can't ask for any more,
Exactly.
But, you're not going to get a world-class beater, but you know what you're going to get. He's going to be solid, dependable, doing his best. That's all you can ask for.
Exactly. And a big part of the reason that we play well, which is, again, something Postecoglou's talked about this week. He said, I'm sick of people talking about how we play well. He said, I'm not here to play well. I'm here to win.
Yeah.
But the reason we do play well is on both sides. We've got Porro there and we've got Ben Davies there, and both of them are constantly looking to push forward, create that killer pass, thread it in over the top, whatever it is. Porro more so than and Udogie through the middle. Yeah, I mean, obviously Udogie against West Ham, it was his mistake. I don't think it was Udogie being crap. I think when you look at the replay for that second goal, Udogie can't see.
I don't think.
Why did he play the pass then?
Either of those.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like he's looking to create a build up. So it's like, wait, I'll give this back to you, and then I'm off up there, and then like he's not seeing, because there's two players between him and shitty West Ham player that runs in, and then he just hasn't seen it. But you're right. He had the time and space to turn and just bring it forward. Don't know why he didn't. It's just a mistake.
Do you think though this is down to a players being too relaxed? Because I'm of the opinion that since Maddison's been injured, and Maddison to me was like a leadership / purposeful player. As in, like when we play now, I feel like we're doing side to side. As my dad says in Greek,
Gordon Bennett,
ball becomes dizzy. I don't know how to. That's the only way I can translate it. Sorry. And so what it is like our build up is so slow, and then the other team gives them like a minute. They're all back. So we have to start.
That's the second half. Yeah, that's the second half. Like you say, we had a couple of players that had not been playing recently. They're tired. And so we switched to this left and right swaying to and fro. But do you know what the difference is going to be? It's Bentancur. It's Maddison. They changed that. And, imagine going left and right and Bentancur and Maddison are back, either or maybe even both. And then you know what they do? They change that. They break through. Maddison does that run. Bentancur does an unbelievable ball, over the top. That's what they changed. And so we're still doing that. We just haven't got those guys in there to make the difference between a slow build up into the second, third, fourth goal. That's the key difference.
This is how controversial. But since you mentioned this, it's such a light bulb. So do you think that we need to go out on another sort of creative midfielder then? Because if we're struggling so much to break these teams down, considering we praise Sarr, Bissouma, who I think has been poor since Arsenal, and Lo Celso, even I praise Lo Celso, and even Kulusevski in the middle, do we need to either sign someone else if these players are not cutting it? Because if we're struggling without Bentancur and Maddison to break these teams down, we're going to need someone else, right? And considering all the praise we've had on our midfield options, it's like, maybe we can
how
sign
many
someone else.
playmakers can you have though? That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because
not at all. I don't think we don't need anybody else in that area. We've just been unlucky with injuries and suspensions.
Yeah.
So we're not struggling at the minute. It's just we don't have that extra killer instinct, that ruthlessness, in order to commit these, because we're still creating chances and stuff. People were having shots and what have you. Porro. I think if it wasn't for Fabianski, if there's any other keeper, I think we claw that back and we score a 93rd minute winner. We're still creating chances. It's a relative thing, so it's just not as many as in 45 minutes previously. The first half we were outstanding. Again, we're creating exciting football.
So many chances. Yeah.
The second half we're still creating chances. We're not struggling. It's just it's not as many, not as exciting as the first half. I
have to say, I switched off after they scored their second goal because I knew what the result was going to be. Can I just butt in here? And I've always supported him because he's one of my fellow countrymen. But seriously, he was shocking on Thursday. How many times?
Did you see that video when he fell over?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it wasn't so much that, but how many times did he give the ball away? And I've never noticed it before. A lot of people say, oh, yeah, he gives the ball away and then he's waving his hands around. Yeah. Gave the ball away in so many, in the middle of the field, in dangerous positions. why on earth did we not play Sarr with Basuma?
Sarr's not fit.
I thought he was injured. That's right. That's the only thing I thought.
But he's on the bench, though, isn't he?
No. He said he wasn't going to. I think Ancelotti was going to play him. He was going to play him today, most likely. Not West Ham. It's too early for him or something. I think he said. Someone told me. Yeah.
The thing is, the Højbjerg, he's had games like that, but then he's had games where he's been good.
Man City when he came on at half time.
It's the inconsistency. But you know what? You reap what you sow. He'll find himself inconsistently picked. As he is at the minute, he comes on as sub, and until you get some consistency, that's where you're going to be. You're not going to be a starter.
Then your midfield three should have been Basuma, Lo Celso, and Kulusevski then.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget. That's the thing on Højbjerg. Didn't he set the record when he first came for playing every single game in the season, starting, and now look at him. So that's again, you reap what you sow.
He's knackered.
Consistent. You bench warm until you're better.
Yeah, I think he needs to go to Spain or Italy or somewhere where it's a little bit slower. He can take it a little bit easier with a little bit of sunshine on his aching bones as well. So.
Basuma for me was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. I don't even know.
Well, against West Ham, I thought he actually played quite well against West Ham.
No.
Oh my God, no! Like this guy, I don't even know what's happened to him. I think it's a mentality thing. I don't know because we know he's good enough. I
hate to say it, but right now he's probably proving Conte right.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, you look at Sonny as well. He's absolutely world class for a few matches, and then he has a few matches off. And I don't know. Well, I don't think you can compare Sonny and Basuma.
No, right. But the thing is with Sonny, they're completely different players, aren't they? Sonny is a combination player, so Sonny will only work well with other players. Now there's a little bit of chemistry with him and Brennan Johnson. Maybe I think we've seen that before. But Sonny always thrives off other people. Obviously, I don't know if you remember, guys. We used to have this player called Harold Kane.
I remember him.
Never heard of him.
No, you have to.
Don't you mean Harold Kane? Yeah,
good. Google it afterwards. It's an old player, and he's gone downhill obviously since he's left us. But he
got an absolute spanking yesterday. You see that? 5-1 against Frankfurt.
Did he play? Because I didn't see much mention of him.
No, he did play. He was. I think he played the whole 90 minutes. But,
When Son has a good game, it's because he feeds off the combination of others. Even if it's just the odd 1-2 with, like I say, with Johnson, Son needs that, and that inspires him and gives him confidence. And then on his own, he will go and score a classic Sonny curler into the top corner. Make space for himself and all that. But if we're just doing this thing where he's like a bit part player, he has a mediocre game. He relies on others. Whereas Basuma, like Sarr, he's got this free spirit going on. He's all on their own, and you've got to. Basuma's been horrendous. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets dropped today.
Yeah, no, I think we're too short.
Sarr's back, simple as that.
Yeah, but I think we're too short on. I think it'll be Basuma and Sarr.
I think Basuma thrives better when he's got a good defence behind him as well. Because if he loses the ball, it costs us. And he plays a different way when he's got great defenders in front of him, and he's got more movement, more attacking performance. Yeah,
if he has Van der Ven behind him, then he knows that if he loses the ball, then Mickey's straight there.
Yeah.
And
don't you think he's trying to overplay it too much in that area? Because don't forget, we conceded. Who was it against? Was it City that he did that stupid thing, or was it what game was it? He was trying to go past 3 players or something just outside the box, and I was like, "What are you doing? Just
City,
pass it." Yeah, City, just get play away from danger.
No, he gave him away a penalty or something like that. I can't. Yeah,
it's almost like because he played in this as an 8. That's the right one. Yeah, before. Yeah. And obviously in that area of the pitch, you can do this sort of stuff. But because he's playing as a 6, or he's been playing as a 6 the past few weeks, you can't do that sort of stuff there. It's more just you give the ball to someone further up the pitch, and they do it.
Yeah.
The good thing is, I don't know if you guys have got Spurs play or not, but there's great interview with post West Ham game interview, and they interview Ange and they interview Son as well. The bit with Son is brilliant because it's exactly what you want post game. You know, it was like he was on here with us. It was just it's not good enough. It's like yeah, I'm angry. It's not good enough. We need ruthlessness. We need, he said everybody needs to take responsibility. Whether you're an experienced player, young player, been here for ages, or you just come here, everybody needs to take responsibility for that.
Yeah.
And
I think he needs to take an awful lot of responsibility.
Yeah, he does himself.
But he's captain, so yeah. But one of the few good things about the West Ham, I mean, obviously, again, we played well and all that, and everybody's saying we played well, but I'm with Ange on this. I'm like, okay, yes, we play well, that's great, but we're not here to play well. We're here to win games. And Ange said, I've said that right from day one. I'm not here to play good football. I'm here to win games. So, and that's the key thing. But the one of the few good things was Romero come back. I mean, what better comeback could you have, especially as vice captain, to score a header like that? I don't know if you guys have seen the replay of the header, but there's 3 West Ham defenders around him, and he towers above them and gets what is actually a very difficult header into that corner.
Is that our first header from a goal from a corner this season or something?
Could well be. I'm not sure. I have to say, just going back, Simon, I did love that bit when you were talking about Ange and you slipped into that Australian accent. That was good.
Mate, I'm trying. I'm working on my Ange impression because I'm studying him because he always he does Harry Kane things. So Harry is going, we've come in and Ange starts off exactly the same way. He goes, we've but then Ange just gets really quiet.
I can't believe United lost 3-0 yesterday. That's just
Did you watch the Arsenal game as well?
Yeah, I watched the Arsenal game.
It was brilliant. Playing in that strip as well. Did he see the strip? What the fuck is that? But
honestly, Villa this season are just
they look really good, didn't they?
Emery's done such a good job there.
Have you seen that thing on Twitter with the good evening?
Yeah.
Good evening.
I actually think Arsenal, I don't like the way they treat Emery. I think that he's so much better. He's so much better than Arteta.
But Arteta seems to think that he's like this demigod or something, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's like, I can't believe that everybody is making mistakes. I am the best football manager in the world.
He thinks he's like us.
It sickens me to watch them every week getting away with diving and stumbling and simulation. It's sickening. I don't even like our players doing it. Every one of their players does it.
Yeah.
They get anywhere near a challenge, they'll simulate it as if they've been tackled. It
reminds me of Robert. I used to hate Robert Perez so much. That's because of one of the reasons why. He was like the worst diver I've ever seen. Probably, I think since I've been watching football.
I think you're right there.
Yeah, he's one of the originals, wasn't he? Yeah.
Their reaction as well. So again, I don't know if you saw the game, but they did put the ball in the net, but the goal was very obviously.
Was that how many times was? What's his name? Havertz was juggling with it.
And it's like, why don't you just pick it up and throw the ball in the net? Ironically, the person watching in the stands tonight, Thierry Henry, got away with that against
Ireland.
Yeah. I remember watching that.
Sorry, Kev. Didn't mean to raise your blood pressure.
Stopped us going to the World Cup on that one.
Yeah.
What year was that, by the way? If you remember.
Sorry?
What year was that? Was that 06?
Good question. I'm not sure. When was that, Kev?
Oh, God. I think it was 96. Yeah. 98. Was it 98?
Okay.
Was it 98?
Let me just Google it.
What was after that?
In a minute.
But yeah,
2000.
Cheats on the pitch, cheats on the stands. One of them gets away with it and the other one doesn't.
2009.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, 09.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did Henry apologise for the handball?
No, obviously not.
Yeah, no, he did. He was quick to admit that he handled the ball and apologised, but the striker insisted that he's not a cheat, maintaining that it was not a deliberate action. Fuck off. He went like this. How was that not a deliberate action?
I'm not a cheat. I'm not a cheap.
No, absolutely not. It's playing handball. Jesus.
But I think the handball was
French did pay a lot of money to Ireland for that, I believe, if I remember
Oh, did
rightly.
they?
Yeah,
Okay.
they did a lot of some compensation.
So
Did they?
going completely off kilter here, who's your new manager going to be, Kev?
They're talking about bringing back Brian. What's his name? Previous
Brian
manager.
O'Neill.
I think they're Brian Gill for a second.
Brian Kerr. Brian Kerr.
Okay.
They're bringing him back. He's not the man. He's not the man.
No?
There was talk about the old United player who goes everywhere. Steve Bruce. Oh, no.
What do you think? Who do you want?
I don't care as long as he's good, but there's so much problems in the background of the FAI. Money. There's still a lot of people being sacked up there for basically stealing money from the coffers and all that, and misdirecting it and all that. Right. One geezer's just been put out last week for 170 grand, gone missing and all that. It's terrible.
Needs sorting out, don't they?
So all the money ain't going. All the money is disappearing. Should have gone to grassroots football, and it hasn't. And I've said that before. Like
So you know the Greece manager's Gus Poyet.
Yeah. Oh, is he?
Is it? Yeah, it's Gus Poyet.
Yes. Yeah.
We might still qualify. We have to play these 2 qualification games now.
Who are you playing?
It's like Kazakhstan or something, and someone else.
Kazakhstan beat Denmark, mate. Don't.
Luxembourg as well if we get through.
Oh, okay. Like yeah, Luxembourg. Yeah. They're both looking relatively good, but yeah, we massively underestimated Kazakhstan. We were 2-0 up in Kazakhstan at half time, and we lost 3-2.
What?
And yeah, that was a surprise. I've just managed to put my living room back together. It was.
But if Greece qualify, the group is like Czech Republic, Portugal, and Turkey. If Greece qualify,
and Turkey, fuck good.
My era is going to turn into chaos in that game.
Well, that's going to be interesting as well because it's in Germany as well, isn't it? There's a high number of Turkish fans there.
Politics as well. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh well,
I'm sure you're still smashing Portugal and Czech Republic as well because obviously in the Euro 4 we knocked out the Czechs in the semi-final and obviously beat Portugal twice to win it in 04. So
I remember that. I was in Italy at that time. We watched it in an American sports bar. I was like, "This is just like '92 when Denmark won it. Absolutely brilliant."
Yeah, I think
like
I was working that night. Yeah,
in that group. So
okay then, chaps. Moving swiftly forward because I have a feeling my missus is going to be back in 15 minutes. So today, Spurs versus Newcastle. Predicted lineup: Vicario, Porro, Romero, Davis.
Romero's banned. Oh, he's not banned, is he? No, of course he isn't.
No, he's back.
He's back now.
Oh, you've completely put me off my rhythm now. You can carry on.
I don't think Son will start. I think it's not a major injury or anything, but he's a bit sore. So
he'll play up front then.
I don't think I want him to play the full 90, just not to make it worse.
So you think he'll start or he'll come on as a sub?
I think we'll come on at about 60 minutes.
When we're 5-0 down,
yeah.
You're more pessimistic than me. I don't think we'll be 5.
I think Basima's going to be out. I know, but I think looking at that, I think where are we? Yeah, I think Sarr will be in. Yeah.
Do you think it'll be Højbjerg instead of Basima? Who else is there? I don't know who else.
Yeah, it could well be. Again, because if we follow the trend, then Højbjerg is going to have a great game.
Yeah, well, I don't want to see that.
See, I wouldn't mind this 11, maybe a difference, maybe of like Højbjerg and Basima, but I would play a different shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly the same. Who
are we going to play up front if Son's injured?
Richarlison. Someone else.
Yeah. Johnson?
He won't play for this.
We have to. As simple as that.
Yeah.
That's exactly the team I picked there. I've got it down there. Yeah.
It doesn't really matter if Richarlison plays. Put him in there. It doesn't matter. We know he's not going to score. The key thing is we've shown already that goals are going to come from anywhere. The way we've been playing, goals are going to come from anywhere. could come from Porro, it could come from, you know, Davies has already scored. So the main striker is not a clear thing until we get a clinical one, you know, like Harry Kane. Then, you know, we're not gonna focus on that. But then that hasn't been our focus anyway, has it? You know, we were so unpredictable in where the goals have come from. So that's a good thing. So it doesn't matter about putting Rishi in there. The only key thing with him is that stop fucking getting offside, you useless prick. So it's about making him watch the line. You know,
I think it's also if you play with Charles, you have to play higher balls.
But that's the case. I think, you know, I used to say that about Jermaine Defoe. Stop getting offside, you useless fucking prick. But he scored shitloads.
Yeah.
Well, there's a massive difference between Defoe and
Defoe's a different kind of striker, though. I think
he was playing on the edge, wasn't he? That's why he was. You know. Yeah.
I love Defoe.
I think this is going to be. This is going to be a. And again, I know I'm the resident optimist, but I think this is going to be a massive win. I think we're looking at a 4-0 here because see, on paper, right? On paper, you know, you look at it like between the two sides, there's like 19 players or something out injured or suspended or what have you for both sides. So that in a lot of ways they're very similar to us. So on paper, it looks like it's going to be a draw. I don't think it's going to be a 0-0. It's going to be quite a few goals, either 2 or 3 all, according to you know everybody else. But I think the mentality of it, I think it's going to be like a 4-0 or 6-2 or something like that. Like because of what Son was saying, let's remember he's a captain, about how angry he was after the West Ham game. And there's a lot of anger, and Postecoglou's feeling the same way. He's like, this is just not good enough. We've got to go out there. Both the weird thing is, I don't know if you caught this, but in like press conferences and what have you, not in press conferences, but like pre-match interviews and stuff. Both managers, both Eddie Howe and Postecoglou, said more or less the same thing, and I quote it: "It's almost word for word the same thing. We need to impose ourselves." And they're talking about today's game. We need to impose ourselves on the game and take the initiative. So both of them are going to come out flying out the gates. But I think with the addition of Sarr and the fact that everybody's angry, and of course we've still got Romero back, which is great, we are going to hold that line. And I think they might score one maybe.
I'm completely opposite.
I had a look at the history of the map. I've had a look at the history of this fixture. And the amount of 6-1s, 7-1s, 5-1s, it's always a high scoring game. Yeah, not always. So now I've said that it'll be 0-0.
I don't think Newcastle come out flying. I actually think it'll be different because they lost 3-0 to Everton. I think they'll be a bit more cautious. Yeah, I think they'll play a bit.
They've got worse injuries than we have, haven't they?
I think they'll play a bit deeper, and because they have pace like Isak on the break. Isak's lightning. And a lot of players like that. And they've got arguably more clinical players than West Ham, if I'm going to be honest. Bruno Guimaraes is brilliant in the midfield. Joe Linton, they have a very strong midfield. And this Lewis, is it Lewis Wiley?
Yeah, the 17-year-old.
He looks a player.
Joe Linton loves a goal against us, doesn't he?
He scored, actually. The only goals against Newcastle against us.
Yeah, funny that. Yeah.
And you guys remember. But I think they'll sit quite, not deep, but they'll sit quite further back and allow us the ball, at least in the first half.
We've got two
and they'll just play on the counter. They'll play balls with Isak and Guimaraes.
Yeah. I mean, there's two things that might happen, and both the opposite of each other, aren't they? So what Eddie Howe's saying there, we need to take the initiative and all that. So either they'll come flying out the gates like Eddie Howe wants, or they're going to do what West Ham did, which is soak up as much of our amazing football as they can, hopefully keep the scoreline down, and then wait, and then get the odd lucky break. Maybe that's what they do. But
they have better quality than West Ham as well, though. So
yeah. But again, against Man City, against West Ham, against everybody, even when we're down to the bare bones of a defence, we still didn't really allow that many chances. And even when we do,
So Magpies are unbeaten in 8 Premier League games in London since the 5-1 defeat at Tottenham in April 2022.
They've only lost 5 all season, and 4 of those have been away from home. So
They've only lost 2 of their last past 16 league matches on a Sunday. I didn't know that. Oh, Joe Linton has scored 3 Premier League goals versus Tottenham, the joint highest figure of his career.
He has a goal against us.
So just going back to what I was saying earlier about the 1999-2000 season, it was an FA Cup third round replay. We lost 6-1 on a Wednesday. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So anyway, sorry, carry on. That was very rude of me.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So it's as I was about Joe Linton, this includes his first in competition, which came in the 1-0 win in North London in 2019, August 2019. So they win 1-0 ours quite a lot, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but do you remember that 1-0 that we won Timothy Atuba?
Yeah. Like obviously, I remember Jose Perez scoring the winner once against us.
Yes,
and 1-0. I think I was on the Redknapp, wasn't it? Obviously, Poch, we lost 1-0 against them. I just have this. I just have the PTSD of this game.
What was it? Poch, we lost 5-1 on the last day of the season.
That was horrible. That
was terrible.
Well, all bad because we bought what's his name from
Sissoko
because he looked so good.
Sissoko.
Fucking hell.
You know what? I was so angry when we bought him on deadline day. If you speak to my dad, I was like fuming. He was like, "Why are you so angry?" I was like, "We signed Sissoko."
30 mil.
30 million.
Unbelievable. Wasn't he the record signing at the time?
Yeah.
It's just another Richarlison. By the way, speaking of comedy gold, not much has been made about their keeper Nick Pope being out. By the way, right? So let's
I was going to say that.
Nick Pope, right? You know when he's predicted to come back when he's fit again?
Tottenham.
When?
Easter. So the Pope is not available again till Easter.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
you'd be there for Christmas, wouldn't you?
That's amazing.
Quality. I like that.
That's an actual fact.
What's his name? Martin. What's his name?
Dubravka.
Dubravka.
Yeah, he's a decent keeper. I don't think he's as good as Pope.
Do you know they're looking at Ramsdale and Hugo Lloris that was already in, and David De Gea? That's their list as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Lloris
looking at their predicted lineup, you've got Dubravka, Livramento, Shah, Lascelles, Trippier. He had an absolute nightmare the other night, didn't he?
Yeah, twice.
Miley, Gumares, Linton, Gordon, Isak, and Almiron. That's still not a bad team.
That front three is
absolutely.
Especially Anthony Gordon. He's playing that really well at the moment. Because they're missing.
The players who are out: Wilson, Byrne, Barnes, Murphy, Willock, Target, Pope, Longstaff, Botman, Tonali.
The reason I think we're going to have a thrashing, right? Because imagine if you're Newcastle, right? And you've just been thrashed 3-0 at Everton, and you're having a mare of a time lately. What have you got to do? You've got to do the basics right.
Morning.
Good morning. You've got to do the basics right, and that includes just basic passing. Let's get a build up together and all that. Look, he's going to be playing today. Sarr, he loves messing up stuff like that. He's going to totally disrupt their slow build up and their patient, careful. They're going to be as careful as you like, I think. And he's going to totally disrupt that. And that's why I think we'll win. I'm doing predictions now. I'm doing 6-1. I'm going for 6-1. Fuck it.
Bloody hell.
Oh my god.
Anyway, welcome, Brian.
Good morning, people. Good morning. How are we doing?
Sleep deprived, Brian.
No, it's not. I'm taking these wicked strong sleeping pills at 9 o'clock, and they are knocking me out.
Brian, I meant to watch the advent calendar one. Is it what's on the advent calendar for today?
For today, mate, today's the star on top of the tree. Today we have got Jimmy Greaves, Glenn Hoddle.
I saw that. Yeah.
Teddy Sheringham, Robbie Keane, Harry Kane. That's the blockbuster.
Probably the best one, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, mate, it depends on where you look at it. I mean, that was day 10. It's the best for the stars we've had and everything.
Yeah.
But what happens now is, seeing we're getting past 12 and 14, you remember back in the day when we had the greats, you had 1 to 11 and 2 subs. But since squad numbers have come out, you get an array of players, and there's certain days where it's just going to be comedy gold. There's days where Retro Ziegler has made it into the.
I actually like Ziegler
into the advent calendar because we were running out of players. So there's a few days where the players.
What number is Atuba again? What number is it?
Timothy Atuba's 24. He is in it.
Yes.
There's a Christmas
We'll
Eve
talk about
spoiler.
him.
What about Paul Mahorn?
Nah, funny enough, mate, we had more crapper players than him, and they made it in.
That's how it got to, isn't it?
Raziak? What number was Raziak? Was he past?
Raziak, well, wait, you're going to have to stay tuned. I'm not going to just sit here and go, yeah, come and join us. I can talk about ones gone by. I'm not going to give you. Oh, yeah, by the way.
Right, so we need to wind up because Jens has got a house invasion happening any minute. So predictions, guys. I've already done mine 6-1.
Who to?
You guys are more than welcome.
You know who to. It's me, Brian. You know who to.
Well, no, the only reason I'm saying this is because, Simon, if you remember, I was directly below you for the City. You said 4-2 to us. I said 4-2 to them. And I said, let's go in the middle and 2-2. And we weren't far away.
I'm saying 2-0 to Newcastle.
We got the right result. So I don't know now. If you've got 6-1 Tottenham, I should go 6-1 Newcastle, so we get a 3-3 draw. Listen, just hearing the list of injuries Newcastle have got, they still got, like you was saying, a team. I'm very nervous that if we go 1-0 down early, I'm not worried about the performance. That the tide is ready to turn in that stadium. Unfortunately, not on Ange. Thank God. Not on Ange. I won't stand for any Ange knocking. Funnily enough, knocking of another variety, I champion it and very much endorse it. Do you know what? I think this could be another 3-3 like City. I think if Newcastle are on their game, they'll rip us apart. But we also have the same. If we're on our game, we can rip them apart. I don't want to. The one thing I will say is I've got a new name for a certain player, and as you know it,
I've seen it. Yeah.
I don't want to see Dejan Predictability on the right. He needs to be in the centre. I think he was absolutely abysmal against West Ham. Abysmal. After two incredible performances. I think he's been great most of the season. It's just he is so predictable now. It's not even worth having him on the right. I'd even get to the point that if it was playing him on the right, I'd rather play Emerson at right back and move.
I was talking about that earlier, Brian.
It depends who you're playing, doesn't it? It depends which team you're playing. If you know you've got like a week left on that team, then you play Kulusevski on the right, don't you?
Yeah, but
even then, I wouldn't
you
do that.
look at the Man City game, as in the one we've just had, but Kulusevski in that game and in the West Ham game. Do you remember when we first signed him and he put the ball in for Harry Kane to score that winner in the 3-2?
Yeah.
He gets in that position every single time. You're like, get it in.
And he doesn't put the
And
ball
try
in.
and go wide. And then when he should go wide, he tries to get. He's just lost that. When he's on form, he's incredible. I have him starting every single time. But we've built this squad up to have options. Yeah. So if someone is playing poorly, they can be dropped or moved across or whatever. And I think we're there with Kulusevski at the moment. I really do. I want him to. If he's back to the Conte, the first season with Conte thing, then he's one of the first names on the team sheet.
Definitely.
Has prediction
2-0 to Newcastle.
When was the last time you predicted a win? Has
when we lost to Chelsea.
No, I mean serious because it got to the point last season where I just refused to predict a win. I was like, we're losing, we're drawing. But when was the last time you actually predicted a win? I just want to see where the drop
Before
off.
Chelsea. Well, I thought we were going to beat Chelsea, and then we lost.
I predicted against West Ham.
Yeah, I mean that was appalling. That was just appalling.
Yeah,
I think the safest thing to predict, Simon, is how many shots we'll have in the first half and how many we'll convert. I'm going to go for 28 and 1.
We were saying earlier. We're saying earlier, Brian, how angry Son and the rest of the team are, and how it's going to be different this time. But we do need a clinical finish on, Clarkson, isn't it? Kev, prediction?
3-1 for us, to us, and they're going to score first. Let's see that. We'll go 1-0 down, and we'll end up coming out 3-1 winners.
To change it up a bit, yeah.
I think if they score, they'll go even deeper. As in, sit even deeper. It will be like West Ham.
Park the bus in the 35th minute, kind of thing.
Yeah. they'll waste time. They'll do the whole thing, when the ball goes out. Oh, we're going to take our time to get the ball back. Oh, the keeper is going to take 10
Not
minutes.
that sort of team, are they, really?
You say that, but everyone does it.
I just want to say as well, and I said it last week, I'm saying it this week, it's a shame the YouTube Content Creator Awards have gone, because if they did Best Wallpaper, Kev wins it every single time. I absolutely love your wallpaper.
I've got Gareth Bale.
Yeah, I just love Gareth. I just love Kev's wallpaper.
I've got the pole in the East Stand.
I love it's so therapeutic.
I'm a professional decorator by that was my trade, Brian. I was a paper hanger.
Oh, mate, mate, it's banging. It's banging. It's so therapeutic. If I just looked at that all day, I'd be so calm.
I'm gonna get it too close.
I would be so calm. It was like,
Well,
leave it.
Thank you for everything you did for us, Gareth, but I'm afraid it's not good enough.
If you put
what is that from a game, Simon?
To be honest, Simon, it's kind of white and then this thing in the background. We can't really see it.
I know, it's a work in progress. It's a work
Simon, is it a picture from a match?
That's basically what your wallpaper is going to be by the end of the job, Simon.
What's that?
That Gareth Bale picture is just for the builders to know what you want, or the decorators. You want your full wall.
I've got a whole load of ones already framed and ready to go up, mate.
Oh, there you go. Come and talk to me when you've done that. But right now,
work in progress.
Here's mine.
Yeah,
sorry,
I don't know.
That's
another wallpaper. That is not your house.
No, it is. Yeah.
No, touch the TV.
That is touch the TV. Okay.
All right. Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay. Okay.
That's big.
Okay. You got a competition, but only because it's the festive time of year. That's quite surprised me. I actually thought that was a wallpaper, like a generated wallpaper.
No, my wife's very very creative, and so is my daughter. So.
There you go. Well done.
Okay, so everybody, Jens, your prediction.
I'm going to change my background now.
Simon, what game is that?
There we go.
Okay, now that's a what? Go touch the scoreboard. Go touch the big screen.
I think it's going to be a draw, 1-1.
I think it's West Ham has. I think.
Is it from that goal we're getting to West Ham?
No, that's against Manchester City. I'll tell you now.
Oh, when he scored that chip goal.
That's when he scored the chip goal over. I can tell you from the celebration. That's from when he scored the little thing over. After Jermaine Defoe scored a worldie.
That's a banging goal by Defoe. That game.
Mate, that goal was created by Tom Huddleston's pass, mate. Tom Huddleston,
pass, wasn't it?
the quarterback.
Yeah. The quarterback, yeah.
That's what his passing is right up there with Glenn Hoddle for me. No joke. His passing was incredible.
His shooting wasn't bad either, was it?
Yeah, let's just put it. You wouldn't like you need two sets of hands to cover your nuts for that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, then, chaps. Any other business and any plugs?
Go subscribe to Hasbro TV.
It has. Just a note on that, Has. I know because last time you were on, you mentioned that you're doing a reaction show after game. When I don't know about anybody else, but when I search for you, I can't find you. There's a couple of other Hasbro TVs that come up, but I couldn't find you at all. I had to go to my subscriptions and find you that way. But when it's just doing a search on YouTube for you, it doesn't come up with your channel at all.
Has what's it? Is it Hasbro TV?
Yeah.
I do have your channel, as you know. I've been on it. Maybe you do need to check. If there's a couple, maybe make a little change to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Even change to Bird TV.
I had RV TV, so everyone, the one person who searched for it, which was Eugene, all he found was these big trucks.
Yeah, I had the same issue. I've just searched RickyVillaTV to find it.
Yes, I've changed it now to RickyVillaTV.
Can those trucks play at centre back?
Absolutely. They can play up front as well.
Knock it long and hit the truck and go in.
Yeah.
Don't park the bus. Park the RV.
Don't forget. Don't forget, after the men's game, we've got the women's game. We've got a new signing for the women. I don't know if you've seen. Possibly even better a name than Santiago has. New player for Spurs women, Huang Shuang.
Hang Shuang.
Levy's at it again, isn't he? Levy's at it again.
Yeah, we know why he's buying some of those.
The commerce,
I mean, when she scores, it's going to be Sean.
Honestly, some of the prices in the Spurs shop.
Swing bang, kick a bang.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I went in there I didn't buy anything, but I haven't bought anything from Spurs since like we left White Hart Lane. I went with some people anyway that hadn't been to the game before. So I went to go to the shop before, so I was like, okay, I'll go with you, but I won't buy anything. Don't expect me to buy anything. And then I saw the price of the shirts. It's actually insane. Like
like €100, £100 now, isn't it?
Mate, when Bobby K came over from Canada, even I'll tell you how bad it is. When I took my nephews when I was back, my dad had a tradition with me and my sister on the summer holiday. He used to take us out take a day off work, take us on the travel card as kids to Hamleys, to Harrods, to the Cafe Shark, to Big Ben, blah blah. So I kind of did that with my nephews. And they're like, "Can we go see the new Tottenham Stadium?" And I was like, "Yep." They're like, "Can we go in the shop?" I was like, "Nope." I was like, "We're not going in the shop." And they're like, "But we won't buy it." I was like, "Nope." And they're like, "Why not?" And I was like, "If you think I'm stepping foot in there, you'll be very much mistaken. And you just know someone will take a picture of me."
You in the shop.
I was like, not a god that I won't step foot in there. Nope.
The retro shirts were a lot cheaper. They're like £40. They had the Holston. They had the.
They're still £40.
But it's not. I know, but like compared to the actual shirts, which like £100. Or like the scarves and like everything was so expensive. I was like, what?
Mate, the guy was trying to charge £250 for an Eric Dyer worn shirt in our 1-1 draw with Everton.
I wouldn't even give you £2.50.
Why don't you just burn the shirt?
I'd expect you to pay me £250.
So don't be surprised with the kits. I mean, £250 for an Eric Dyer worn 1-1. I'd understand if it was his World Cup winning penalty against Colombia. Then you're like, that's a bit of English history.
Yeah.
But for a 1-0 draw with West Ham, Everton, sorry.
Yeah. Why not burn
Good
the
times.
shirt? It's Eric Dyer.
Why not burn the shirt?
That's how much I hate Eric Dyer, by the way.
Okay, Brian, you have anything to plug, mate?
No, just the advent calendar that's going on. Andrew Management will be back tomorrow, and I'm just praying. Do you know how hard it was to do the Newcastle? To do the West Ham one, whilst my wife and mother-in-law were asleep and trying to stay calm, and people kept talking Levy. Unfortunately, we haven't got doors to. It's just like an open plan and walk through, so I can't even close the door to make it quieter. So it was a very, very, very tough thing to do at 4:30 in the morning. I'm just praying I don't do that as well. I might need to get an electric shock collar, and then every time I go off, I think that's what I'm going to need to do for these 4:30 in the morning streams.
Oh, mate, seriously.
4:30. That's actually very crazy.
Yeah.
Got a Friday game next week, haven't we? Fucking 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's Friday night.
That's at the City Ground, isn't it?
Yeah, Forest away.
Yeah.
8 o'clock kickoff. Bloody hell.
Yeah. That's all right. I wouldn't be able to go anyway. I'm banned. So.
Well, the FA Cup as well. The FA Cup games were moved to
Friday night, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
5th of January, isn't it? I think.
I have to say very quickly. Any other business? Very quickly. Yeah. Well done, the trust. I mean, well done, the trust. They announced that they were happy that they've kept it at £10. We're delighted that. Yeah, the Spurs probably did that because they were very worried about your really big protests that lasted 1 week.
Yeah.
£10
well done, trust.
Yeah. £10 for what?
Tickets for kids and that, wasn't it?
Yeah. £10 for kids, 25 for adults. They made this whole big thing that they're delighted that the club have just. All right, wait, trust. You've lost any kind of momentum you were building. Every time they tweet something, now it gets.
I don't think did they ever actually have any momentum. I've always seen them.
They did that one. They did the first protest, and the people I protest with stopped our one early. Went over there to support them.
Was it any good? I didn't.
Listen, it got the message. It certainly got the message. Obviously, it could have always been more, but then they were meant to do it for the next game. But apparently, all of them were ill.
All of them.
That's the reason they didn't broadcast for 3 days.
Well, half the trust have blocked me.
A lot of us were ill. Apparently, there was someone standing there with a clipboard to take names and tell people. But didn't have anything Tottenham Hotspur Trust related.
He's there. Yeah, he's there. Good.
Eric Dyer
had a clipboard there, just stood there, and everyone thought, "Oh, that must be the guy." Do me a favour.
But I'm blocked by half the people from the trust.
But don't worry though. As I said when they did that, I said, "Trust, don't worry. They've done that, so you can already spend time pre-drafting your 'We Demand Answers' letter in January." where you go, we are unhappy with the club and we want this to happen and that to happen.
Nothing
It
happened.
hits Sky Sports News and you do nothing.
Yeah.
They're as we speak, they're drafting that letter, which is pretty the same ones that has been every 10
Copy
years.
paste. It's just copy paste.
Seriously, Brian, how can you not be happy with that band in the West Stand? I mean, all I see on Twitter at the moment is the "Come on, you Spurs," and everyone's like, "Yeah," and I'm like,
not just like that. And what I do love is people that slag everything off and go, "Oh, this is pathetic. It's too expensive. It's too this. Oh, we've lost 2-1 to West Ham. I know what we do. Let's go have some beer and some noodles from the Spurs fucking goal line bar." Bitch and moan whilst whilst eating some noodles or some chicken and filling up a beer that empties from the bottom.
But also, you're better off going to chicken if you want chicken anyway. I don't know.
The football fan, we're a weird species.
we're being taken a piss out of, quite frankly. And I have to say, I don't miss going anymore.
I don't.
It used to be such great fun at the old White Hart Lane.
I miss the old White Hart Lane actually a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll tell you what it's become, Jens, and I don't know if it's. I mean, Simon, I don't know if you're a season ticket holder or Kev. If you go, I know Haz is a season ticket holder.
Kev went for years during the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
So I remember when I went and when I had my season ticket and everything. And when I had my season ticket, we're talking the season Klinsmann left until 2005. So I had it for 10 years. Going to football, I didn't have my season ticket that season, but I went to most of the games. What a time that was! But I used to go to the ground, get in early, have a hot dog or whatever, blah blah blah, have a drink in the stadium, watch the game, go home. That was my. Now, because of what I do and the friends we've made, it's meet up at a pub before or go get some lunch before, meet up, have a few drinks. Obviously, not me. Go into the game, watch the game, come out. Literally, the football has become the ship part. It's like, let's go out and socialise and have a decent time.
Before this football kicks off.
Let us down for 90 minutes and then go out and have fun after. Over the recent years, it's madness.
Yeah. It's all commercialized, that's why. But
that's the thing as well, though. In the 90s, the football was pretty fucking shit, wasn't it? But it was a great time to be there because we were there. We were there supporting
every single player gave their fucking all.
Yeah.
Every player gave their all. Whether it be a Paul Allen, for me, who is one of the most underrated players we had at the time.
And a lovely bloke.
Whether it be incredible. Whether it be Steve Sedgley, Sandra, or you can name all these players. David Howes. Yeah. David Howes, who played the day his father died against West Ham and scored.
Oh wow!
They all gave everything.
Brandon Howe.
They came. You came off the game and said, "You know what? We may have lost."
Howe.
Oh mate!
Time out!
Mate, what a psychopath! What a psychopath! That's the only word I will say.
Never get a game these days.
But this is the thing. Those players, you came off even when we lost. You're like, you know what? They gave everything.
Exactly.
Yes, we weren't great, but that team gave 100%. You just can't say it all the time now. You can't, and not just.
Now we can. This season we can.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Could you?
Really?
Yeah. Listen, a lot of the time.
Apart from Basuma, last two games, Basuma's been. I don't know what's going on.
Basuma's been missing. I thought the African Cup of Nations was now because he's been missing since Luton. He has been, but no. Sorry, I get what you're saying. This season has seen a remarkable change, but you start looking.
Is it a new manager bounce though?
No, it's more than new manager bounce. It's more than new manager bounce.
Must be. It's 15 games in now.
How long do you guys honestly think Ange's going to
unbeaten 8 and now lost 5 in a row? So
I was thinking the other day, I want him for 5 years. Just the mentality that he's got, Ange. The mentality that he's got, even now, like the last interview he gave, he's like, we're building something here, and as I'm being consistent from day one of coming in, we're here to win games. It's not just about playing good football. The main priority is winning games. And we're building something here. And, with a couple of mistakes to be ironed out, but we're working on something that's going to be successful. And that, that's the key thing. And we're not Chelsea and we're not Watford, it's not going to be gone thing. And I've been dying to say this week because I did think of this earlier this week, and I thought, oh my God, I hope Brian's on the pod on Sunday, because do you know who deserves credit for bringing Ange in, and also Langer, who on paper hasn't been tested yet. On paper, looks to be really good at his job in bringing in players. Do you know who deserves to get the credit for them? bringing those two in.
Go on.
Levy.
Yeah, listen, I've said before.
Never heard of him, bro. Never heard of him.
When credit is due, I'll give it. Lang has come in, but he also brought in Paratici. He also brought in Baldini. He also brought in Kumoli. He also brought in Paul Mitchell. He also brought Paul Mitchell. You just need to listen. I came from my dream job. I left because it was a nightmare. It's all well and good bringing your shields in. Let's see if he lets them work. That's the difference, Si. If he lets them work, if he brings it, if Munn, Lange, and McKenzie now are like, and Paratici are like, right, you do everything. Just give me the check. Then it could be a masterstroke. If we look at it, like you just said, I'd love Ange to outlive Poch. I'd like him to become our longest-serving manager of recent history. It's whether he's given the time, and based on what we've seen previously, he won't be.
January is the key time, isn't it? That's
the thing. January.
It's kind of annoying how we've got so many games in December because I just want to right, let's just stop everything until after January, shall we? To see what we've got then and go restart after that.
Problem is also another thing is with Levy is that say we don't finish top 4 this year or next year, is he going to sack him?
Nah, well, we just don't know, do we? We just don't know. The guy hasn't got.
You know what he's like.
The guy hasn't got a clue, so it's completely unpredictable when you haven't got a clue.
That's the thing. We'll see. January, as I've said, and I said Simon, I've said it here last week. I'm not basing this January on money spent at all. I don't care if we spend £5 million or £100 million. I don't care
when you start buying. Yeah,
they've got to come in early, like the manager wants. That's it.
January, 1st of January.
You bring in 5 players, whether they're free, loan obligations to buy, whatever. You bring in 5 players in the first. Let's just say I'm saying 5 as a number. Within the first week and a half, I'm going to say Levy back Dange. I will say it. They've got no problem saying it. Do I think that's what I'm going to be saying?
No.
They need to be ready now, don't they? Ready to go.
Yeah. We're losing Basuma, Sarson. Plus, I've got injuries as well. Madison's not looking back, so there's no excuse to go out and buy someone from now.
Exactly. We need to keep Højbjerg.
Then we hear we've got no money. So where's all this money going? Where's all this money for the Pink concert, the Beyonce concert?
Where do you think?
Where is this money going?
Has seriously? Where do you think?
We don't know where it's going, but I'm just
yeah. Anyway, chaps, I'm going to wrap it up now. Yeah. It's always a pleasure, never a chore. And how are we going to finish? Cover you Spurs and
Levy out.
And as always, Levy out.
Come on, you Spurs.
Good win today, boys. And one other thing quickly. Langer is a slang term in Ireland for penis. I'd just like to add that in.
I haven't heard that. I live in Holland. I'll have to ask the missus. No.
No, you're not in Ireland. Ireland, not Holland. Ireland.
Sorry, I thought you said Holland.
You call someone a langer, and then that's what you actually mean. Yeah.
Levy the Langer.
There you go. And as always, Levy's a langer. There you go. It's got some.
Levy is a langer.
Okay.